You're absolutely mental if you walk, Sarah said, leaning against the graffiti-covered wall in Trastevere. She was trying to light a cigarette, but her coordination was gone. It's like miles away. It's 40 minutes, I corrected, swaying slightly as I pulled up Google Maps on my phone. The blue line looked deceptively straight. And a taxi's 40 euros. It's 2 days of food. I'm walking. You're drunk, she slurped, abandoning the lighter. I'm thrifty. Besides, look at me. I'm invincible. I wasn't invincible. I was a 5'4" British girl. But at that moment, standing under the amber glow of the Roman street lamps, the city felt like a movie set built specifically for me. Fine, Sarah sighed, linking arms with the guy that she had met an hour ago. Text me when you get back. Seriously, don't die. I won't die. It's Rome, not Gotham. I turned on my heel and started walking, the cobblestones uneven beneath my thin soles. That was the first mistake. The second was the time. It wasn't night anymore, not really. It was that gray liminal space between night and morning, dawn, or as the Italians call it, l'alba. The tourists were gone. The street sellers had packed up their glowing toys in fake Gucci bags. It was just the city, stripping off its makeup before the sun came up. Now, for the first 20 minutes, it was magical. I had my phone clutched in my right hand, the screen glowing bright against the dim streets, guiding me turn by turn. I felt like I owned the place. I was humming some song we'd danced to, feeling the cool air hit the sweat on my neck. Turn left on Via dei Petanari, the robotic voice instructed. All right, keep your knickers on, I muttered to the phone. The geography changed as I crossed the river. The picturesque, ivy-covered trattorias gave way to narrower, quieter streets. The buildings loomed higher, casting long, ink-black shadows that seemed to stretch out just to trip me. The alcohol was still humming in my blood, a warm blanket keeping the paranoia at bay. In my head, I was safe. I was just walking home. But the silence was heavy. In London, or back home in my gritty industrial town, silence is a warning. It means everyone has gone inside because something bad is about to happen. Here, I mistook it for peace. I was about 10 minutes from the hostel. I knew the street. I recognized the peeling yellow paint on the corner building. I let my guard down completely. I held the phone out in front of me like a lantern, totally absorbed in the little blue dot moving along the map. Just a bit further, I whispered. Bed, water, ibuprofen. I didn't hear him. I didn't hear footsteps, or breathing, or the scuff of a shoe. 1 second I was looking at my route. The next, a shadow detached itself from the wall to my right. It happened with such casual violence that my brain couldn't process it. A hand, rough, shot out and clamped over my wrist. Another hand ripped the phone from my grip. The shock was physical, like plunging into ice water. The world tilted. Now, most women are taught the script from birth. Don't engage, don't fight, give them what they want. Your property is not worth your life. Now, if I had been sober, I would have followed the script. I would have frozen. I would have handed over the phone, the wallet, the passport. I would have made myself small, invisible prey. But I wasn't sober. I was drunk, tired, and abruptly furious. The adrenaline hit the alcohol in my system and created a chemical reaction that bypassed fear entirely and went straight to rage. Pure, white-hot indignance. He took my phone. Hey, you puny thief! The guy was already turning away, phone in hand, expecting me to cower. He was skinny, looking like he hadn't slept in a week. He paused, just for a fraction of a second, surprised. That pause was his mistake. I didn't run away. I threw my entire body weight at him. I slammed into his back, grabbing the hood of his sweatshirt. "Give it back! Give me my phone!" He stumbled, spinning around to face me. His eyes were wide, dark pools of confusion. He shouted something in Italian, something aggressive. He tried to shove me off, his hand landing hard on my chest, knocking the wind out of me. "No!" I yelled, swinging my fist. It was a clumsy, pathetic punch. I aimed for his face, but hit his shoulder. It hurt my hand more than it hurt him, but I didn't stop. I kicked out, my sandal connecting with his shin. "It's mine!" I was crying now, but they were angry tears, hot and frustrating. "You can't have it! Give it to me!" He looked at me, really looked at me. He looked at the phone in his hand. Then he looked back at me, backing away, his hands coming up in a defensive gesture. Okay, basta, crazy." He didn't run off with it. He didn't pull a knife. He didn't hit me back. He thrust the phone out, practically throwing it at me. I fumbled, catching it against my ribs, my breath coming in jagged, painful gasps. "Take it! Via! Go!" "Yeah, you better run! Don't you dare touch me!" He disappeared down an alleyway, shaking his head. I stood alone in the street. The rage evaporated as quickly as it had arrived, leaving a cold, trembling void in its place. My knees turned to water. The alcohol, which had just served as liquid armor, suddenly turned into nausea. What did I just do? I had just attacked a mugger in a deserted street in Rome. He could have had a knife. He could have had a gun. He could have dragged me into that alleyway and done things that would make losing a phone seem like a blessing. "Oh, God," I whispered. I didn't walk the rest of the way. I ran. I ran with my sandals slapping loudly against the stone, my heart hammering a frantic rhythm against my ribs. "Don't look back. Don't stop. Just get to the door." When I saw the hostel sign, I almost collapsed with relief. I punched the code into the keypad with shaking fingers. Wrong the first time, right the second. The buzzer sounded, and I threw myself inside, the heavy door clicking shut behind me. The sound of the lock engaging was the sweetest thing I'd ever heard. The lobby was empty. The night porter was asleep with his head on the desk. I tiptoed past him, my breath hitching in my throat, and pressed the button for the elevator. When the doors slid open, I stepped into the mirrored box and pressed the button for the 4th floor. As the elevator began its slow, creaking ascent, I looked at myself in the mirror. The adrenaline crash was total. My legs gave out, and I slid down the metal wall until I was sitting on the dirty floor of the elevator. I pulled my knees to my chest and buried my face in them. "You idiot!" I sobbed into my own skin. "You stupid idiot!" The tears came properly then. Ugly, shaking sobs that echoed in the small metal box. I cried for the phone. I cried for the 40 euros I was too cheap to spend. I cried because I was 24 and alone in a foreign country, and I had almost gotten myself killed over an iPhone. Back home in the UK, I am a fortress of caution. My hometown is rough, the kind of place where you don't make eye contact at the bus stop. We have a reputation for knife crime, and every girl I know has a story about a hand up a skirt in a club or a car curbing slowly beside them as they walk home. I know the rules there. Keys between your fingers. No headphones after dark. Walk with purpose. Call someone if the street feels wrong. But in Rome, the beauty had seduced me into stupidity, and the alcohol had tricked me into bravery. The elevator dinged at the 4th floor. The doors opened, revealing the dim hallway leading to my dorm. If I wasn't drunk, I whispered to the empty elevator, I would have let him take it. I stood up, my legs still trembling. I stepped out into the hallway. I felt the bruise forming on my wrist. I checked the time. 5:42 a.m. "Hey!" A voice came from down the hall. It was Sarah, stumbling out of the communal bathroom, toothbrush in mouth. She stopped when she saw me, her eyes widening. "You look like hell. What happened?" I tightened my grip on the phone. I walked. I just walked. "Told you to take a taxi," she mumbled around the toothbrush, turning back to the room. "Yeah, next time."